Jacob D rapping for the Texas. Put weed in, Crenshaw Bridge, we flexing. Houston rap style, we bringing the heat. Talking Texas football, nothing compete. Got the best podcast, the loudest in the game. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Remember the name. We talking draft picks, we talking defense. We break it all down, no nonsense. H-Town with the Run Showdown on the mic, talking Texas football every Wednesday night with special guests dropping knowledge, taking the stage. Holding it Crenshaw Briggs, be holding it down in the H-Town, wiping it down, talking touchdowns in H-Town. Houston culture, we holding it down, talking news and rumors, keeping it real. No filter, we got the Texas appeal. In the Lone Star City, we're living it up. Talking all things Texas, we can't get enough. From the football field to the concrete jungle, we're repping H-Town. Ain't nothing humble, bitch.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. I'm your host tonight, Matthew Briggs. With me, I got a special guest. But before I introduce him, let me get to my guys that's helped me run the show. If you watch the lead, you know him very well. We got Mr. Harley Dugan.
Hi, what's going on, everybody?
And then you've seen him taking place of Crenshaw for a couple of days while Crenshaw supposedly works. We got Mr. Kenneth the Messenger.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up, Texas fans?
And then our special guest tonight, NFL analyst and co-host of the H-Town Rundown, we got Mr. Michael Gartman. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? Y'all excited? Draft's a week away.
Can't get any faster. I'm excited. This is my favorite part of the off season. Like, forget NFL free agency, forget all that. Like, I have like 20,000 mock drafts in my phone. Like, this is the time to be alive. But before we get that, some NFL news, well, Texan news too. A leak of the new helmets have came out. Is it real? Is it fake? We don't know yet. I'll start with you, Michael. What's your thoughts on it? You like them?
I mean, they're kind of clean, but it doesn't feel like the Texans to me. Looking at those,
Right.
What is everybody else's thoughts on that?
You know, I see what you're saying. I've seen some few people say that it's kind of tighteny, you know. I get where it's coming from. I gotta be sold on it a little bit more. I like it. It's clean. I want to see the finished product before I fully judge it, because there was, man, I went this route the same time with the model and the little, Kyler Murray model that they had trying to wear that Texans jersey. Mm-hmm. And it did not look pretty, but I was like, you know what? Let me wait. And then they leaked, and Cal ended up dropping the rest. Cal ended up dropping the photo on Texans official Twitter account. It has the H from the helmet on his cap. So it is real, it seems like.
Caleb, what about you? What do you think?
Honestly, I see what Mike is saying. Definitely don't seem like a Texans, you know what I'm saying? How do we say it? Texans uniform type element, but at the same time, I like it. It's definitely different. And definitely don't look nothing like what we would have expected to look like. So honestly, I'm excited for it to see, like Harley said, the finished product. I'm ready to see them jerseys. And, with the H-Town blue on it, and see how it looks with the helmet, and see how it all, coordinate with each other.
Well, the main thing, right? They could be wearing trash bags. As long as we're winning, that's the only thing that matters. Like, it does not matter what we got on, as long as what's on the field is showing out every Sunday. I like it. And also, like I told Harley and Kenneth on pre-production, it seems like Cal and Hannah are listening to us, right? Like, we wanted something with the H-Town takeover. We wanted something that represents Houston, and it seems like they're listening. There's something, out of the box. Yes, we couldn't do nothing order-wise, so we did our own little spin of it. So all you Titan fans, you just shut up and eat mayo in the corner, like we don't want to listen to you. So it's something new, and like Harvey says, like I want to see the whole product now. Like that, we got the jerseys, we got the pants now. Put them together, and let's see what's up. Any more thoughts on before we move on? No. All right. Well, let's get to why we're here. Like Michael says, next week is the draft. So this is what ESPN has us as draft needs. Holly, I'll start with you. Do you agree with this? Do you think ESPN's right?
For the most part, yeah. I think overall, like, we can all rank it differently, but at the end of the day, this is pretty much the consensus draft needs for the Houston Texans. You could throw in maybe the backup running back position, the depth at wide receiver in this draft. Maybe you can throw that in there as well, just because of how deep it is. But overall, I think this is a good consensus of where the Houston Texans' needs are as of right now.
Right. And Michael?
Yeah, D tackle is definitely number one for me. You can kind of reshuffle 2 to 4. I don't know if linebacker, I mean, it remains to be seen whether we're going to keep going with, the base nickel defense, right? Or if we're going to take a linebacker in top of the second round, then obviously that opens things up to a lot more 4-3 base. But yeah, I'll flip safety and linebacker, but I mean, they got the right 4 positions, I'll say.
All right. And Kenneth, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with defensive tackle as being first. Of course, we got I feel like we got a good bit of D tackles in free agency, and we still have some coming back like Khalil Davis and Hines. But D tackle is definitely a position I do feel like we need to, bring in with the first pick. And as far as it being all defensive positions, I don't know, but I mean at the same time we do need our cornerback too. I mean, we're not sure if Jeff or what's his name, Henderson, will be that cornerback too. They're definitely good depth guys. We can definitely, feel good about them being the backup. Or I kind of believe in Jeff, to be honest, to be the cornerback too. But who knows? At the end of the day, it still would be nice to get a cornerback that we can bring in and feel like he could be the future. Alongside with Sting. And as far as safety, I would rather go in free agency, but I mean, has it happened yet? Who knows if we still get one of them guys that's available? But yeah, as far as the list, it's cool. I definitely would like to see a running back on that list though, like at 3 or 4. Like Harley said, maybe need to get at least third string, because who knows? Damian Pierce could possibly come in training camp and show, hey, I can be that running back too. I can give y'all some good production. And, you know what I'm saying, be that running back too. But at the same time, we do need a third guy. I don't really believe in the other guys that we have on the roster as far as I can't think of the names right now, but the other running backs that's on the special teams, I don't too much believe in them. I feel like we need another running back, and hopefully we can get that in the draft.
Yeah, like I agree. I think defensive tackle is a need, right? But to me, the Texans are going to get help from like the teams that need a quarterback. The receiver draft is so high, it's so rich. And tell me if I'm wrong, but I think they have 7 offensive tackles going in the first round this year in a lot of mock drafts. Like it's supposed to be a very high offensive tackle draft this year. So I think that's going to help the Texans. Like if a great corner like Arnold Wiggins, like a good corner falls to the second round around that pick, I think the Texans go get that guy. Yeah, like we do need a defensive tackle, but
for sure,
I think we can wait because I mean Archery is a good pass rushing tackle. The guy we get from the Jags, he's a solid run defender. So I mean that helps. That's the Miko style right there, having 1-2 punch. So it helps there. But if we can get a corner like I said, I know Quentin Mitchell is not going to be there at all. But if he's there, you snag him, right? Like the first round cornerbacks are so talented on paper, of course. Like you have to take a gamble and go after one of them. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, can we get a gas mask for Mitchell?
Right,
That
for
would come in
real.
handy.
No, for
Right.
real. Some need to break out.
You know, let him not too much trouble, but just a little bit of trouble, so that way he falls, you know, to the second
Yeah.
round.
No
So-
problem there.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, this tackle class and the receiver class is really good, really strong, really deep. I think the record for offensive players taken in the first round is 19, and a lot of people think it's going to be broken this year. So that could, you know, push down some top level corners and safeties, and you know, obviously, whoever is at the top of Nick's board and D'Amico's board at D tackle, corner, safety, you put it all together, maybe even linebacker. You take whoever that guy is. So,
and we've seen kind of a body work, especially from Nick, right? Like if they have their guy, that's their guy. Like they'll even trade up, like they did all last year. I mean, I don't think we got a guy at the right spot. We always seem to trade up. So
Mhm.
all but 2 of our picks were traded.
right, exactly. So I think like you said, they have who they want by now. And it's just a matter of fact how they're going to get them. If it's we're going to sit back and wait, or like Nick did last year, trade up. So, well, speaking of the draft, this is what Matt Miller, he was on last episode, and this is what he has the Texans getting in this draft. Kenneth, I'll start with you. What's your thoughts on this?
Honestly, I love that 59 pick. I need to look up Braden. Honestly, I haven't really checked them out yet, but I do like Tyler. That would be a good pick at the 59 pick. And to be totally honest, I know you asked me what I think about this. Now that I'm thinking about the draft and the most important, I feel like needs is out of the corner and DT. But like y'all saying, if the cornerbacks can drop and fall, I do think Nick do trade up to get a cornerback. I don't see him trading up to get a D tackle, but I do see him trading up to get a cornerback.
It all depends on who's there, right? Like
Exactly.
If a Murphy's there, like you trade him.
or Wiggins, or for sure. Yeah, I do see that happening.
Yeah, Michael, what's your thoughts on this? On Matt Miller?
Yeah. Shout out to Matt Miller. We were both killing it way back in the day at Bleach Report together. I will say Fisk is a guy, one of my more popular picks that I mocked to the Texans. I like him. I like Hall as well at Ohio State. Newbin, I'm not sure he falls to 59, but that's a great value if he's there. Malik Washington, I pick him to the Texans damn near every mock draft. So, you know, he's somewhat similar to Tank Dale, a little bigger, plays a little bigger, but I like that pick a lot. Cade Stover, not my top tight end choice, but Lord knows we pick an Ohio State player every year now. And if he and CJ have a strong connection, then that would make a lot of sense. CJ obviously stuck his neck out for Tank Dell. So if he does the same for Stover, then we're taking him. Anaya Smith at A&M, I think he does like a lot of the dirty work. And he can make some plays out of the slot as well. So I like that. Smith Wade, decent late round pick. To be honest, I'm not familiar with Spanford's game, and Limmer is a surprise to me. I guess he thinks Juice Scruggs is going to stay at guard, but most of us expect him to shift to center, which is what he was drafted for, and then Kenyon Green penciled in a left guard. But we'll see. Overall, I do like that draft pretty well.
Harley, what about you, brother?
Yeah, I mean, Braden Fisk, don't have a problem with him at 42. He ended the year really strong for FSU. Really, really strong. Lots of sack numbers at the end of the year. And he had his best game, I believe, in the bowl game. So, yeah, he was absolutely really good for FSU last year. Tyler Newbin improved every single year at Minnesota. And, again, if he's there at 59, like Michael said, then, yeah, I would absolutely take it. I don't know if he'd be there, but for sure, if he's there at 59, the value is just too high. I think that's just like BPA at that point. 86 is interesting,
right? Yeah,
you know, and Bo Limmer does have some center guard flexibility, but I mean, I don't know if guard is his best position. And like Michael said, maybe Matt Miller's trying to imply that Drew Scruggs is going to stay at guard and not be the center. But here in Houston, we're thinking, hey, move Drew Scruggs back to center, have everyone play their natural position. How about that? An offensive lineman playing their natural position might happen this year, guys. So I would like that. I would very much like that. And I just don't think the Houston Texans are going offensive linemen just because of the draft capital they've spent already, as well as some of the trades last year. When you look at the left guard position, yes, I know people have their opinions on Kenyon Green, but you also had Jarrett Patterson, who performed pretty well in a pinch. Kendrick Green had a really good one-game performance against the Steelers. All of those three guys are going to be thrown in a blender, and whoever has the knife at the end of the day is going to end up winning that battle. And I have no problem with competition. I love it. Kenyon Green shouldn't deserve to win this left guard position. He should be in a battle between two guys that, hell, played pretty darn well when thrown into the starting role. So all of that is needless to say. Bo Limmer is a little I do love Malik Washington. Hell of a weapon. I mean, similar to Tank Dell, yes, a little bit bigger-ish, but make CJ Stroud's life as easy as possible. Why not? I mean, even at 86, if there's a wide receiver you like, I'm willing to take it. I mean, why not? I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get CJ Stroud's life as easy as possible. There's still some questions with, and I know CJ spoke highly of John Mechie. There's still some questions there. There's still questioning there. We don't know what we got still with Xavier Hutchinson. I just reacted on a video a few weeks ago with Mina Kimes, who actually was still high on Xavier Hutchinson and still thinks that, maybe he can do something for the Houston Texans. Who knows? But I wouldn't doubt them grabbing a wide receiver just because why not? I mean, it's such a deep talent class there. Cade Stover, I could just see the connection with CJ Stroud. Not the biggest Cade Stover guy, but I think that's the immediate drawn conclusion. The other three, I'm going to be honest, don't know too well. Ainias Smith, I know a little bit just because of the A&M connection there, and being A&M, we live in Houston, so I know a little bit about him. But other than that, Brevin Spanford, I think he's just a big-ass tight end, I think.
Great at run blocking.
Yeah, there we go. He looks like one of those, just the name alone just sounds like someone that's a blocking machine at tight end, can barely get you a catch here and there, but he's cat. He can catch that ball though. He gonna get you them 2 catches for 15 yards, and one of them might be a touchdown. Who knows? But I was
about to say be perfect in the red zone, right? That's all you. That's when you need it the most.
I'll take whatever it is to make life easier for the Houston Texans' red zone issues that they had last year.
Yeah, I have to agree with everything y'all said. With the 86 spot, I just don't see him taking the center. Like I agree with you guys. I think it's Drew Scruggs. It's his job to lose, or if not his, it's Patterson, right? Patterson, he did a great job. I don't think he led up a sack the whole time he was there. I could be wrong. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he did a great job. And the good thing is, the only way up for them is up, right? They can only improve. So I just don't think you take it at 86. I hope Kenyon Green comes out and balls out. Like I hope he's the next Nico Collins. Like I hope he comes up and just sets us all up. Like thank you. That's one less position we have to worry about. But if not, like Harley says, we got guys already to replace that. But can I see us getting a guy at 188 or 238? Yeah, but I just don't see it at 86. And I don't think it's a center. I think it's a guard, maybe a swing tackle. I'm not sure, but I don't think you take it 86. I doubt he's there at 86, but the guy I want is Javon Baker. That dude, if we can get him there, I would love that draft. Like it's crazy. Like I also like Malik Washington, but Baker he gives me Andre Johnson vibes. Like just the way he runs routes, the way he catches balls, like pause. Like he's just he's a great guy to have on the field. Any team that gets him is going to improve. Same thing with Cade Stover. Like y'all said, he's not high on my list, but I can see the Ohio State connection. Smith Wade, I think he'd be more of a special teams guy, not really helping the defense. And same thing with Smith from A&M, mostly special team guys. But I like what Harley says too. I'm not giving up on Mechie because let's be honest, cancer is not an easy thing to come back from. Like it's very hard. So this is his year to prove it. Like, all right, so if we can see it, so I mean, you don't have to go out there and be crazy and get 800 yards. Like if he gets like a 400 yard, 300 yards, a couple touchdowns, that's enough for me. Okay, you're improving. Just baby steps. But these people is like, oh, cut him. He's garbage. Like,
No.
whoa, we're back there, guys. We're back. So I think you take a chance on Mechie, but also you do go receiver in the draft for this reason. Noah Brown went down. Tank Dell. All of our receivers went down last year.
Right.
You have to have depth. We learned that the hard way. As soon as you took Nico away when Tank Down went out, that was it.
Yeah.
Every game we lost, that's pretty much what they did. They took away Nico, and we couldn't move the ball. I mean, could we all agree if we had Tank Dell that Baltimore game is a little different?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
So
Hi, Stephon Diggs.
what's that?
Mhm.
Hi, Stephon Diggs.
Right, exactly. But still, we all know injuries happen, especially in Houston.
Yes, true.
So the more players you get, and I love me some Noah Brown, but Noah Brown's not the most consistent player on the Texans. So, if you can rotate him in and out of games, so be it. I take it. But I like that mock draft, but we do got to get a running back. I agree with Kenneth. Like, I would like that guy from Louisville.
Yeah.
Isaac Garendo.
Yeah, both of them, honestly.
Yes. But they're dual threats, right? They can run the ball and they can also great a receiving core. So that's somebody you have to go after, right? Like I hope Kenneth's right. I hope Damian Pierce sus us all up and it was just a down year, but you got to be ready for that. I don't want to be the Jags of last year where we were just sit on our hands and hoping for the best. Like I want us to win the AFC South easily, and like it's AFC championship or bust this year.
Yeah.
And you got to prepare for that. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, unlike Dallas, when we say all in, we actually mean it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So do y'all see any do you see us using all these draft picks, or you think, I mean, of course we know Nick Casario, he's going to trade. Y'all see any crazy trades Nick Casario has brewing?
Probably.
Yeah, it really depends on the draft board, I would assume. Like we mentioned this already, but like whoever's on their draft board, whoever they specifically want, they're definitely going to trade up for. I don't know. I wonder if they trade up from 42, if they see someone they like right there at the beginning of the second round. If it's somebody that they really like, they're going, you know what? They're hearing maybe that X player is going to get selected somewhere between that 37, 38 range, 36 maybe. They're going, hey, you know what? We got him so highly ranked on our board that we're going to go ahead and trade up for it. Hey, I look at it like this. I'm a pretty good gambler. I like it. I like the high stakes thing. I love the trade for Will Anderson. It made me go, you know what? This is different. The Houston Texans don't ever take chances. And what they did last year was one of the greatest draft moments as a Texans fan, if not the greatest draft moment as a Texans fan. So it was fantastic to see some risk being taken. I mean, we've been criticized our whole, Texans fandom's lives as the team that doesn't take enough risks. They don't go get that free agent that maybe has a checkered past. Boom, check. Stephon Diggs, a little bit of a crybaby, all this good stuff, whatever. Come on over to Houston and let's swarm, buddy. How about that? All right, Free agency, check. Draft last year, Will Anderson, take a big risk. Why not? Boom, check. Let's continue to swarm, baby. Houston Texans are on the up right now, man.
Yeah, I've been saying this since the offseason started. Like, this is the most excited I've ever been as Houston Texans fan. Forget 2011, forget 2019. Like, this is the time. Like, I wake up and I'm like, is it September yet? Is it September yet? Like, I am ready for football. Like, the Astros, hopefully they turn around, but I'm ready for Texas football. Like, let's get it going. This like you said, Harley, it's a totally different culture now, and it's all about winning, and we got to keep it going. I'm loving it. Anything else to add, Michael or Kenneth?
No, I was just picturing Stroud throwing a game-winning touchdown to beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I'm just thinking ahead. So,
Man,
46 seconds left.
Man, that would be lovely. That would be a good revenge.
I want against the Ravens. It's probably going to be against the Chiefs, but I want against the Ravens. Like, I want the rematch. Like, I want
both.
That's true too.
Yeah,
I can't forget Roquan Smith.
Yeah,
I can't forget that damn cowboy hat on his head. You call me daddy now. Oh, okay. All right. That's what you said. Okay.
right.
All right, no problem. Now we taking a look at that team right now. Sure, Ravens added Derrick Henry. But what is up with the Ravens and their just infection of not trying to add any receivers for Lamar Jackson? I don't get it. I don't get it. Can we get a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson? My goodness. I mean, come on. What are we doing down here in Baltimore? I like Derrick Henry. Love the addition. But can we get a wide receiver, please? Wide receiver for 300.
I was about to say, does he catch? Like, that's not going to help Lamar. He don't catch. Like, he needs a bona fide. Like, I love Zay Flowers. Like, I wish the Texans would have got Zay Flowers last year. I think he's a great receiver. But again, like, you need more than one option. I don't think Bateman's the receiver we thought he was. Yeah, so
surprised he even got paid.
For real. So
yeah, that is true.
So well, especially with people like Higgins and Ayuk, like, they want gone, Like, if I'm the Ravens, I'm giving them almost everything I got to give. This is your time, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I thank them for doing what they doing. I don't care. Look, don't get a receiver. Do what y'all do. Keep that right there going, because at the end of the day, we saw what happened when they played the Chiefs. Like, they needed more weapons on the outside. That run game, when you got Chris Jones and that D line and them linebackers, like, of course, they linebackers don't have big names, but them boys be flying around. And Kansas City just say, hey, we're not going to let y'all do what y'all did on the Texans. Even though we, at the same time, the first half, our defense was playing well. You know what I'm saying? Lamar Jackson did a little something in the first half, but the second half, they just took off. But at the end of the day, to stop the Ravens, you got to have them guys up front. And I definitely think we have them guys now. And we are most definitely excited for the matchups in the playoffs. Like Mike said, I'm looking ahead, man. I'm looking ahead for them playoff games to take out the Ravens, take out the Chiefs, whoever in front of us, ready to take them out.
Y'all are talking about CJ Stroud throwing the game winner.
Yeah.
I'm looking at CJ holding up the Lombardi Trophy down there in downtown Houston.
Man.
Like, that's what needs to happen. Like,
look, I'm gonna cry.
If for real, I think all four of us. Ain't no lie, all four of us are gonna cry. Like, bro, when the Astros won it, I cried. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. So if the Texans win it, like, come on,
this city gonna be rocking, man. When you win the Super Bowl, this city is gonna be crazy. 288 gonna be shut down. 610 gonna be shut down. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
I am here for it.
I know we're not the Houston Oilers, I know, but I always reference this from my dad because he was an Oilers fan and now Texans fan. But my dad was there during the Oilers days, and he was there when they lost in the playoffs, came back to Houston, and the damn Astrodome is filled up the ass. Pause. I mean, the damn whole stadium's filled up. Outside the stadium's filled up. This is from a playoff loss. That's how much they rocked with the Houston Oilers, and that is the city of Houston way back when. Now imagine now, okay, with everything that's going on now and how the city is buzzing. All right, the Houston Texans. This isn't hard to say. This is an easy thing to say. The Houston Texans are the best team in Houston right now. It sounds crazy. It sounds surreal to say. I was just with Sean Pendergast yesterday, and he called it a fever dream. Mentioning the David Coley and Lovie Smith years, singular and singular for both of them. I mentioned, it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of. Did you survive the Coley year? Did you survive the Lovie Smith year? That's the battle-tested fan right there. You survived those years? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. You know what, bud? Here's your gateway to the Super Bowl with C.J. Stroud. And, this is obviously the years of David Carr and everything else that happened. And, to the OG Texans fans that have stuck through it, man, it has been a hell of a roller coaster, a lot more downs than ups. But damn, it's fun to be a Texans fan right now. And everybody I have, whether Jordan Reed, big Rockets fan, he is pulling for the Houston Texans. I just had Joe DeLeon from the Believe Network, good draft analyst guy. He's pulling for the Houston Texans. Like, I'm all the national media love. We are consistent.
I was about to say the same thing. Like, we're used to getting Nick Wright. Like, even though he worked in Houston, always shitted on the Texans. Like, he thought we were only winning 2 games last year with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. Now he's saying that we're beating the Chiefs, like his beloved Kansas City Chiefs. Like, we are finally getting the notice that we deserve. So
for sure, it's fun to get into, man. It's so much fun.
Exactly. Like, Michael, you got me all in starstruck now. Like, I'm ready for it. Again, I can't wait till September. Wake me up when September ends. Like, let's get going,
Nice song.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's continue to kind of talk a little bit draft. Do you think Nick Caserio jumps into the first round? I'll start with you, Harley.
Gun to my head, I'll say no.
Okay.
I think that's the safe answer, huh? I don't think so. Do I think that doesn't mean he doesn't look at the saleable options, but I don't think he does. I think he's going to stay pat really at 42. I think he's going to do a little outside the box. We're going to stay at 42. How about that? I think that's going to end up being, of course, everything changes with the draft board, but I think at the end of the day, the Houston Texans don't trade back into the first round. They stay as a normal team to draft someone extraordinary, hopeful, extraordinary player at 42.
Okay. Michael, what about you? What do you think? You think he jumps up the first round?
I could see a handful of spots for the ideal D tackle or the ideal corner. Hell, even a receiver if it's like somebody we did not expect to be there. But I don't see bottom of the first round. I think that'll be too much for even for Nick. I think that'll be too much for this draft.
Yeah, like I have to agree with you. I think like if maybe a Brian Murphy or a Quentin Mitchell falls to like 30 or 29, I think Nick might, but who knows? Kenneth, what do you think?
To be totally honest, this is how I see it. I feel like we can do whatever. Like, I don't know if I know I saw a report on Twitter. I don't know if Nick said it, but I think Nick did say it that he felt like if football started today, like not even worrying about the draft, if football started today, he feel like we'll be ready. And so I feel like we can do whatever. If he feel like, I'm not saying he go in there and freestyle and nothing like that, but I feel like he can do whatever he feel. And honestly, do I see it happening? Yes. And then no. But at the end of the day, I'm excited to see whatever he does, and we go from there. I'm most definitely excited for the doggone training camp and just the football season. I'm ready to skip the draft, to be totally honest, and get to the doggone training camp. But most definitely excited to see who we draft.
Can I say this to all Texans fans that are listening, please? Like I love seeing y'all's mock drafts. I love seeing the hypothetical what ifs. Like, I get it. But can y'all please stop with the nonsense of trading Stephon Diggs 2 first rounds and whatever to get Marvin Harrison Jr.? Like, will you please stop? Like, nonsense. Like it's not going to happen. Why trade a for sure Pro Bowler for a what if? Like I get Marvin Harrison got the CJ Stroud connection. I get it, but it's not going to happen. Like don't even think about it. Like it,
Man, they dreaming for real. But honestly, look. I might sound like a biased person or a biased fan, whatever people may call it. But honestly, we don't need them. I mean, maybe some years from now, maybe 4 or 5 years, if he don't stay with the team he drafted to, something happen, we trade for him, whatever. Maybe in the future we trade for him, but right now I don't see it. Definitely not trading Stephon Diggs. Like, why would we do that? He paid. I know. I told Noah on Twitter. I said, why would we trade him? And he just paid 100K for a number, and he was like, that's chump change. Nah, man, I still don't see it happening. It don't make sense to trade him. And I definitely feel like he's excited to be here. So don't see no point of that happening.
well, not just that. Like, see, that's the guy CJ Stroud wanted to come to the Texans, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
CJ expressed, it was two guys, Keenan Allen and Stephon Diggs. Of course, we couldn't get Keenan Allen, so we went on Stephon Diggs. So why would you trade a guy that you just got a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just I don't see the reasoning. Like I get it. You don't know what the future for Diggs and Nico Collins is. Like, are they coming back next year? What are you going to do there? But again, like this, like we've been saying this whole podcast, this is a time to win. Like if we're going to win, we're going to win now. And I think Stephon Diggs is part of that equation to win. Like that's the solution is Stephon Diggs.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong or I think it's right, but
Yeah.
again, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, if we were going to make the move for Marvin, we wouldn't have moved down from 23. Like, I guess that hypothetically, in some crazy world, was still a possibility when we were there at 23. That's gone. Like, move on. We got Diggs. We're in win now mode. You know, we can get Marvin in 5 years if he wants to go get it. CJ and him want to get a second ring. Go ahead, but
I like a,
Like that,
yeah,
yes,
I like a
sir.
like the second ring.
Like that statement.
But for now, we're rolling with Diggs and Nico and Dell and Mechie and maybe a draft pick. So
Why the hell would the Cardinals do that deal?
Right. How do you?
Don't even make
Is
sense.
Diggs better than Marvin Harrison Jr.? You know, in terms of money, in terms of draft capital, in terms of, you know, like Marvin Harrison Jr., I think at his ceiling, you know, is potentially could be better than Diggs at his ceiling. You know, I don't think that's too much of a crazy hot take. I don't think so. So I mean, why would the Cardinals do that? Why? I mean, they're not even they got 2 first-round picks. They got the 27th, but so what? You're going to trade the number 4 and move all the way down to 27? No, that just sounds dumb. It sounds like some EA Sports Madden level kind of trade that somebody just mocked up and said, you know what? I know how to get some bait onto the timeline. Let me throw it on the Twitter sphere
Mm-hmm.
or the X sphere, whatever they call it anymore, and let me get some likes and let me get some trolls and let me attack the Texans fans with this random ass mock trade up. So, you know, I'm not throwing any stock into it.
Right. Like it's not. Like I said, I love seeing stuff like that. But make it believable, right? Like make it like okay, I can see that. Not like, dude, put down the ganja. 420 is on Saturday. Like quit smoking. Like I I don't know, man. Well, fellas, before we leave, let me get the one person you hope the Texans get in this draft. Harley, I'll start with you. What's one guy you wish the Texans get in this whole draft?
I've been trying to do different mock drafts on every video that I have done at 42. Jordan Reed, who was on my YouTube channel just a few weeks ago, now a month ago, actually, he mentioned this guy for the Houston Texans to be the Fred Warner to D'Amico Ryans' defense, not a per se, you know, aspect of comparison, but someone that can play like Fred Warner, that's Edgerrin Cooper. I would love to grab him at 42. I know we talked about defensive tackle, and I know we talked about the secondary, and those are bigger needs for the team, I would say, than linebacker. But man, that talent at 42, if he is available, even Joe, who I just had on the YouTube channel just a few hours ago, mentioned he would like to see Edgerrin Cooper on the Texans team. So why not get a linebacker with the tutelage of D'Amico Ryans, how he improved Christian Harris this previous season, have him work with Edgerrin Cooper, and man, you could have the best linebacker duo for maybe the next decade.
Right. Yeah. Kenneth, what about you, brother?
Honestly, I kind of agree with Harley. I know at first, and Harley will probably, I know he probably know in the group chat, I wasn't really a fan of Cooper. I was making jokes that he's a safety size, but I actually checked him out, and I like how he flies around. Is that the most important thing? No. I would like for us to trade up maybe to get us cornerback, like Nate Wiggins. I do like Nate Wiggins. It's another cornerback. Can't think of his name, but I would like for us to trade up for a cornerback. And if we don't trade up, I would like for us to get a D tackle. But as far as a guy that I really do want is Nate Wiggins. But of course, we'll have to possibly trade up to get him.
All right. Last but not least, Mr. Michael Gartman. What about you, brother?
So this time last year, I probably would have had like 10 names. So I was going all in Thule and Diane Henley and a couple of wide receivers, a couple of running backs. I'll give a couple players. Ray Davis out of Kentucky. If we wait a little later, Guerendo out of Louisville at the same position. And then DB, I'll say Jaden Hicks, safety out of Washington State. I think he's going to be a tremendous value. Yeah. And maybe Newman. If he's there at 59, that's a hell of a deal too. So,
yeah, I don't think he's nowhere near on our draft boards, but I would like a Will Shipley out of Clemson. He gives me a very Austin Eckler vibes. No, I'm not going to say CMC just because he's white. Like to me is Austin Eckler, and I like the safety out of Oregon State, Katan Aldiped. I can't pronounce his last name, but big body safety with D'Amico's coaching. I think he could be a ball hawking safety and also help in the boxes. So those two guys, I hope. And again, I don't think either of those guys are on Nick Caserio's board, but who knows? Like I didn't think Tank Dell was on his board last year. And look what happened, and it was a match made in heaven. So, before one more thing before we let you, were y'all shocked to see us getting taken out, and were y'all happy, or were y'all a lot? I know a lot of fans were like, "No, I don't want to take the L because the size and whatnot."
Yes, I was happy. So I evaluated him very closely at the Senior Bowl last year. I was very high on him. I remember his agent telling him, "Yeah, you're done after day one there," because he balled out so well. There were a couple of receivers in that same range that had slightly ranked higher, but I was very happy we got Tank Dell, and he exceeded expectations, and sky's the limit for the kid. So I'm really glad we got him.
Harley?
I will put my Cougar goggles back on right now because, and I don't mean that in terms of women. I do mean that in terms of my Houston Cougars. Whose house? I'm a big old Houston Cougar fan, and I was just enamored with Tank Dell's game. I was banging on the table, pause, for Tank Dell. It was absolutely like, I need Tank Dell. I claimed him as the best route runner in last year's draft. I just think he was absolutely fantastic. And, I was already thinking, we're going to get a quarterback. Why not grab a Tank Dell and pair him with whatever quarterback you get at number 2? It just makes their job easier. Now, granted, I didn't know Nico was going to have the kind of year he was going to have, But I was not sold on this gadget kind of guy of Tank Dell. No, I've seen too many of his games. He had some really good film against Cincinnati for against some corner. This guy named Sauce Gardner. Yeah. Interesting. That guy was an all-pro cornerback. Yeah, Tank Dell ate his lunch. I absolutely Tank Dell was special coming out of U of H. I was just, get him. And when they drafted him, damn it, I was so fucking happy. My God.
Same. Kenneth?
Yeah, same man. I was happy. Honestly, everybody can look at him and think about the size, but man, how I see it is, man, me growing up and in high school, I played D tackle and D end, and nobody probably would guess that as a 5'8" guy playing D end. But at the end of the day, I was definitely cooking and cooking them 6'9", 6'5" guys. At the end of the day, of course, yeah, you don't see that many 5'8" guys in D line and the leader not like that. But at the end of the day, wide receiver, you look at that man and you just see a great guy that can run great routes, explosive. Man, watching his punt return at U of H just had me excited, man. And honestly, I don't really want to see him doing too much of return in the league, but man, Tay Dell is a great player, man. And I was definitely excited. Glad we got him, and thought we would get him earlier than the third round, but I'm glad we got him at the end of the day. So yeah, I was definitely excited about Tank Dell.
Hardy, you got something to say?
Don't you Roger McCreary me. Don't you Roger McCreary me. I know Titans fans, well, we got these three cornerbacks, we got L'Jarius Sneed and we got Chidobe Azuizi and we got Roger McCreary. And I'm like, McCreary, I'll take Dell.
Yeah.
No, please stop disrespecting Tank Dell. Tank Dell can play the X. He can play slot. Tank Dell is absolutely fantastic, and he would be so super beloved in any other fan base.
You're talking about the same cornerback from the Bengals that got smoked by the Texans, right? Didn't he get like 130 yards put on him that game?
The same Bengals team that DeMeco Ryans and CJ Stroud decided we were just going to run shit all over the jungle. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The same Roger McCreary that lost to Case Keenum. Yeah, that guy. So yeah, I have to agree. Like, I the only thing I was worried about Tank Dell was his separation. But to me, because of the size, I see Michael kind of. To me, the size was a little worse to me. But as soon that first game, I was like, okay, it's not gonna matter. His size is not gonna matter. He had the best separation on the Texans. You could probably argue in the NFL. But yeah, I was excited. I was kind of different from Harley. I was like, we can use him as a gadget player, like Deebo Samuel. We do a lot of sweeps. We can ride him in the backfield. But I'm glad they listened to Harley and not me, and stuck him as a receiver because the dude is something special. And the more I see his training videos, the more it gets me pumped because it seems like he's coming back better than ever. So like I'm excited for it. Harley, I'm putting on my Cougar glasses too because another guy I would like to see us get. I know we won't. Is a Patrick Paul. Like if we get a Patrick Paul in Houston, it's game over. But I don't think it's gonna happen. So
yeah, I don't think so either. But shout out to Patrick Paul. One of my favorite tackles in the NFL draft. I hope he goes first round.
Anybody but the AFC South. Like you go anywhere, but don't come to Tennessee, Jacksonville, Indianapolis.
Yeah,
go somewhere else. All right, guys. Well, in the wise words of Chris Hall, this is the worst part of the podcast because it's the end. Michael, tell us where we can find you on social media, what you got cooking. That way we can support you.
Yeah, appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter or X at _ Michael Gartman. Same spelling as right here. And I'll be cooking up some mock drafts and putting out some draft content for sure over the next week.
Yeah, I see you're like at mock draft 8.0. Like all of them been knocked out of the park. I like them. Keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Harley, what about you, brother?
You can find me at the lead _HLU everywhere on social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, wherever it is. I'm pretty sure I have an account somewhere. So I'm trying to post a lot more on Instagram and TikTok, trying to get on the grind there. YouTube, I am under 1,000 more away from 8,000 subscribers. So on the road to 10K is now the next move for me. Appreciate everyone that has watched, liked, subscribed, commented. Love it. I'm going to have a video with Joe DeLeon, who is from the Believe Network. He is a producer for Yahoo Sports College Football. He's a draft analyst, former long snapper. Yeah, shout out to the long snappers out there. Yeah, y'all know who y'all are. Joe DeLeon definitely is a great guy, so don't want to miss the video. I had a video with Sean Pendergast yesterday that is already dropped, so make sure y'all check that out as well.
Yeah, guys, it's free. All you got to do is hit the subscribe button. Show us the support to Harley, not just Harley, but Michael Gartman with the H-Time Rundown. They got something special there. Kenneth, what you got, brother?
Man, y'all can follow me at Kenneth the Messenger on Instagram, YouTube. As y'all know, I'm a gospel artist, man, and speak positive messages just to uplift the youth, to uplift people out there that's feeling down, just encourage them to operate in faith, not fear. And shout out to Matt and Chris Shaw and Bobby Diggy that's not here for allowing me to come on, man, and talk sports. Something that I love to do, man. Love the Texans, Rockets, and Astros. I'm a true heart Houston guy. And so yeah, man, and shout out to Matt, Mike for coming on, and Harley. You know we go way back, man. Some years now, man. Proud of you for your growth, man, and doing what you're doing, man. So yeah, go Texans.
Yeah, Crenshaw, like I said, he's supposedly working, and Bo is under the weather. So make sure you follow them at Bo Diggity 713 and Crenshaw at Fifth Word Crenshaw. Bo puts out probably the best TikTok content out there. The dude is he's a genius. You can find me at A1 Day One Texans, and you can follow the podcast at Texans Fan Battle everywhere. We're not as good as Harley. We're 120 shy of 2,000. So if you can help us get there, like I said, it's free. Hit that subscribe button. One more week until the draft. We are playing a live draft thing. So stay tuned. See what we got. Next week we'll have Cody Johnson. If you know Texan Twitter, you know him very well. So make sure you check it out because it's going to be great. Till then, guys, have a wonderful week and go Texans as always.
Yo, check it out, we reppin' for the Texans. Put it in, Crenshaw Bridge, we flexin'.